Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to take a look at the button widget and I'll show you some ways you can configure it to get the best use of the button widget. So for us to get started, I'm going to head over to the widget section and drag in a button widget into the canvas. And here we have a button on the canvas. The first property we are able to modify is the widget name. You may not be aware of this, but we can go in to set a new name for this widget. So we can say click me button. And here we have successfully renamed this widget. So wherever we need to reference the button, instead of saying button 1, which was the default name for this widget, we can easily access click me button. And that makes it more memorable and easy to make use of. The next property we have the ability to work with is the label property. And here is where we specify the text that shows up on the button. So for example, we can set the label to click me, and we can see that is what gets shown up right here. And more interestingly, we can write some JavaScript right here in the label to probably pull the text from a different widget, an API, or whatever object that we have available on AppSmith. So for example, I want to set the button to say my email, for example. I can say appsmith.user.email, and we can see that the text showing up on the button is coming from my user email, and I'm doing this by grabbing the value using JavaScript. We can also go ahead to style the button. We have 3 basic styles. First is the primary button, which is green. We also have the secondary button, which is white, and we have the danger button, which is red. So let's set this to secondary, and we have the white button showing up. We can also set the visibility of the button widget by toggling on and off this switch. And we can also mark it as disabled by turning on the switch. And we can see that the button is grayed out, meaning it would not receive any click events. So let's turn this back on. And for any of these 2 properties, we can go into the JavaScript mode and write some logic that would set these properties to on, true or false, depending on the evaluation of the JavaScript we have supplied. We also have the ability to set the Google Recaptcha key in this button. And this is very useful if you are building an application that you do not want bots to make use of. So here is where you paste in your Recaptcha token and set that up. I'll leave a link in the description to give a more detailed explanation of how you can make use of this feature. Moving on, we have the actions section, and as we know, the button receives an Onclick action. So here is where you can specify what happens whenever the button is clicked. You can use any of these predefined actions from the list, or as with the disabled and visible properties, you can go into the JavaScript mode and write some custom JavaScript you want to be executed whenever this button is clicked on. So this has been the button widget, and I hope you found this video helpful.